No idea what's a source's sought? In this video, I'm sharing its purpose and how to respond. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you miss out on none of the videos that we drop right here on this channel about government contracting and business advice. Now, I've used this tool as part of my business development strategy to win government contracts. I've helped thousands of small business owners secure contracts with the federal government, and I'm excited to help you put an end to targeting the wrong agencies. So why do they put out a source's sought? The first thing is they are soliciting interest. So they put out a source's sought on a particular opportunity that they are thinking about, may come out later, and we'll get into that. But it's a particular opportunity. They put out a solicitation to see who's interested. Are you interested? They want to know. So they're soliciting to see if you're interested in possibly submitting on that opportunity if they actually put it out. The second thing is they use it for market research to see what companies are out there that can possibly do that particular type of work. So think of it like this. They could solicit using market research to see, okay, we have this opportunity that we're thinking about, right? This big contract, maybe it's going to be $5 million and it's going to entail a lot, but there's no company out there that could actually do the work at that level. They just don't have capacity at that level, or there's no company out there that has bonding at that level, right? So, or there's no small business that could do it. So market research is a great way for them to see interest as well, but also to see your capabilities. Now, sources sought notices. That is the notice that they actually put out to solicit the information. Okay, and usually it comes with a due date when it closes, and so you want to make sure you submit by that deadline. The fourth reason they can use it to seek possible sources for an opportunity. So to see what your resources are, can you get the supplies that they're needing, and where would it come from? So it's a very unique tool that they have in place. Now, although they put out a sources sought notice, understand that does not automatically mean that they're going to put an opportunity out for bid. They don't have to. They could actually sole source the opportunity. Remember, we said they're soliciting interest and they're doing some market research. So they could use it to see, okay, do we have enough woman-owned small businesses that are interested in this opportunity like this, and that they have the capacity and can actually do the work, or Services Able Vet or Hub Zone 8A, things like that. If that's not the case, and maybe they only see one company or something like that, and they could do it through a sole source vehicle, then they could do that as well. But don't let that deter you, because the other thing is you're getting on their radar just by submitting, even if that particular opportunity never comes out, even if that particular opportunity is then turned around and not put out for bid, but they sole source it to a company. Now you're on that agency's radar. And then there's some other activities and things that you could do to cultivate and build that relationship with them. Okay. And we talk about that actually in my boot camp in phase 5, where we talk about PACE. We talk about the marketing and business development activities that you should be doing on a consistent basis. If you're looking to grow your business as a contractor with the government, you should always be doing some marketing activities and business development activities. Now, if this is resonating with you, go ahead, hit the like button. Give us a thumbs up. Now, let me know in the comment, would you be interested in responding to a sources sought notice? Let me know in the comments, yes or no or yes. So let's talk about some of the things that you want to make sure you include in your response to a sources sought notice. So one of the things you want to make sure you tackle is the scope of work. So they're going to give you some type of idea of what they're looking for. And so you want to respond to that and let them know how you would actually perform the service. If it's, for a service, how would you do that? How would you get them from where they are to what the end result is they want? And you would do that within the scope of work of laying out step by step detail. And if it needs to get technical, do that as well, as to how you would make it happen and get them the result that they want. You also want to make sure you include your past performance. Remember, we talked earlier about having capacity, being able to do the work. So you want to make sure you touch on past performance, but you want to make sure it's in alignment with that particular opportunity and type of work or service that they're looking for. Talk about contract experience that relates to that particular opportunity as well. And make sure you're talking to your capabilities. Right? You should always know what you're capable of, what your capacity is. So talk about that. What makes you an ideal client or customer, I should say, to do and perform that particular work? Like, why should they give it to you? Why should they consider you? And then make sure you answer every question specifically. You can add more, but definitely don't do less. So make sure you answer every question that they ask and be very specific in doing that and to that particular question. And then also talk about your approach. This is something I teach my clients how to do, how to look at each opportunity individually and decide what the best approach would be. So within this sources sought, you need to look at it and figure out what would be your best approach, and then talk to them, let them know what that approach would be. How do you plan to approach the project? If there's any issues that might come up, how would you approach those things that you foresee coming up? Because if this is what you do, you should be able to look at it and say, oh no, what they're asking for here, that's going to be a problem, but here's how I would overcome that, because they may not know it's a problem. Okay, so talk to that, but also talk to, your approach. Do you plan to be the prime? Would you be a subcontractor? Are you going to include subcontractors on the project? Do you plan to sub out some of the work? Do you plan to go after this opportunity if they put it out with a team, meaning you and another company, or maybe 3 companies, I don't know. But how do you plan to approach this opportunity as far as bidding, and where do you plan to sit? Now, if you know you're going to use subcontractors, or if it would be a team, just make sure you include their information as well, their capabilities and things like that, because that'll make your submission stronger, because you're partnering with this team for some reason. You're going to be a sub up under this prime for whatever reason. So you guys are coming together on this opportunity. So make sure you showcase all companies' capabilities and include their information as well. Now, if you're struggling to navigate the federal government RFP process and secure contracts, I'd love to have a conversation with you and share, and just talk about where you're at in your business, where you're trying to take it with government contracts. We can talk about the deficiencies you have, what challenges you have before you, and talk about how I could possibly help you in making the move to government contracting and start to secure government contracts. And you can do that by reaching out to me over at support@FeliciaStreeter.com. Now, also, if you don't know the steps you need to take to make the move to government contracting and getting your first bid done and securing government contracts, I also have a free resource, which I'll put the link down below. It's 5 keys to your $1 million year as a government contractor. It's a free resource. I'll put the link down below. You can go through it and you can identify within that checklist what deficiencies you have, and that'll also help you in determining what your next steps need to be, where you need to focus, where you may need to build within your business. And then also make sure you come back next week, because I'm going to be sharing how you can use sources salts to win contracting opportunities. So you don't want to miss that. Oh, and don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. Like this video, and then I look forward to your comments below. And remember, you're just one contract away. Bye for now.